My name is Leo. I am 28 years old. I live in London now, but my home is a small village in Italy. I moved here 2 months ago. I am a chef. In Italy, my cooking made people happy. Here I am just another person in a very big city. I came to find a new path for my skills. My family waved goodbye with tears and smiles. I carry their hope with me, and it feels heavy sometimes. This morning, the sky was the color of stone. A light rain was falling, making the streets shine. Today was important. I had a trial shift at a famous restaurant in a part of the city I had never been to. It was my first real chance in London. I was nervous. My hands were shaking a little as I made my morning coffee. I took the tube, the underground train. Down below the city, it was a world of rushing people and loud noises. I held the map, but the lines looked like a tangled knot of colors. I needed to get to a station called Angel, but I was surrounded by unfamiliar names. I felt a knot form in my stomach. The train was crowded. People pushed past without looking. I felt invisible. I wanted to ask someone for help, but the words wouldn't come out. My English was slow, and my accent was thick. What if they couldn't understand me? What if they just walked away? So I stayed silent, watching the station names fly by. I thought I was going the right way, but when I got off, the station sign was wrong. I was lost. I came up to the street, and the rain was heavier. I stood under the cover of a shop, feeling my hopes sink. I was late now. I felt stupid and small. Why was this so hard? My village, I knew every street, every face. Here, I knew nothing. I felt like giving up, like going back to my small room and hiding. Then, I smelled something familiar. The warm, sweet smell of baking bread. Across the street was a small bakery. An old man with a kind, wrinkled face was arranging pastries in the window. He looked up and saw me, must have looked completely lost. He gave me a small, gentle smile. I don't know why, but I crossed the street and went into his shop. I didn't say anything at first, just pointed at a simple loaf of bread. "Good choice," he said, his voice warm. His accent was different, not English, maybe Polish or German. "I am lost," I said, the words coming out in a quiet rush. "I need to go to ... Angel." He nodded slowly. He didn't laugh at my English, took a small paper bag and drew a simple map on it. "You go here," he said, pointing with a flour-covered finger.
"This train to stops. Easy."
He handed me the bread and the map. "Good luck," he added. That small act of kindness was like a light turning on in the dark. It was enough. I thanked him and left the shop, holding the warm bread and the simple map. I followed his drawing, and this time I found the right platform. I got on the right train. When I arrived at the restaurant, I was 20 minutes late. My heart was pounding. I thought they would send me away. A tall, serious-looking woman met me at the door. "You're late," she said, her voice sharp. "I am so sorry," I said. "I got lost." She looked at me for a long moment, then just nodded. "The head chef is waiting. Don't waste any more of his time." The kitchen was a storm of noise and heat. Chefs in white coats moved like dancers, shouting orders. Pans sizzled and steam filled the air. I felt that fear again, the feeling of being an outsider. The head chef, a famous and intimidating man, barely looked at me. He pointed to a workstation. "Make us your best pasta dish," he said. "What hour?" For a moment, I froze. All around me, chefs were creating complex, modern food. My style was simple, traditional, but it was all I had. I took a deep breath and started. I focused on the feel of the dough in my hands, the smell of fresh basil, the sound of simmering tomatoes. In that corner of the kitchen, I created a small piece of my home. It was the only way I knew how to speak. When the time was up, I put the plate on the pass. The head chef came over. He picked up a fork and took a single bite. He closed his eyes for a second. The whole kitchen seemed to go quiet. He looked at me, and his serious expression didn't change. But then, he gave a short, sharp nod. "Not bad," he said. And then he walked away. It wasn't a job offer. It wasn't a big speech. But in that world, that small nod was everything. I worked for the rest of the day, cleaning vegetables and helping the other chefs. I didn't talk much, but I worked hard. I belonged. I left the restaurant that evening, exhausted but feeling a new kind of peace. The city was still big and loud, but it wasn't as scary. I knew I had found my place in it, even if it was just in a small corner of a busy kitchen. A few weeks later, I was on the tube again, this time feeling confident. I knew the lines now. At one station, I saw a young woman standing by the map, looking distressed and on the verge of tears. She was speaking quietly into her phone in Spanish, saying she was lost and confused. I remembered that feeling. I remembered the old man in the bakery. I hesitated for only a second. Then, I walked over to her. "Excuse me," I said in my slow English. "Do you need some help?" She looked up surprised. "Yes," she said. "Please, I don't understand this map." I smiled. "It's okay," I told her. "It looks confusing, but it's easy when you know." "Where are you trying to go?" I showed her the right line and told her which stop to get off at. Her face flooded with relief. Thank you so much," she said. "It's okay," I said again. "It was like you before." I watched her get on her train, and I felt a warmth spread through my chest. I was not the lost one anymore. It's a part of this city now. Sometimes all it takes is one person to show you the way. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. Your support inspires me to create more stories about finding our way, even when we feel lost.